You're sitting poolside in the summer with a glass of lemonade in your hand when you hear that awful buzzing noise. Your first instinct is to find it and kill it, and that's what you do. But little do you know was that bee was just going for your lemonade. Now you may say, why is this important to me? But killing bees on an exponential level can change our society for the worst. Bees aren't as annoying as you think. Their loss to our world can change our society in an instant, as well as the agriculture and beauty industries too. Now for me, I grow flowers with my family and vegetables in our garden, so bees help us immensely so then we don't have to self-pollinate. Today I will be talking to you about what has been happening with the bees, food production, aka the agriculture industry, and the beauty industry. Bees have been facing extinction this past decade. Colony collapse disorder, aka CCD, has been prevalent in 2008. Colony collapse disorder happens when the worker bees leave the hive and they just leave food and the worker bees just disappear. They don't know what happens, and then the queen bees and the baby bees usually die off. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, as accessed on October 16, 2019, CCD caused beekeepers in 2006 to 2007 to lose almost 30 to 90% of their hives. Slowly, it's being eradicated, but sometimes it just happens. Varroa mites is another cause of bee deaths. What it is they're like little fleas, but they eat off the fat of the bee, which tires them out and essentially kills them. Stress on the bees can also be harder for them since they're such small animals. Beekeepers move them to new colonies, or they try to move them across state lines from an apple orchard to an orange orchard to pollinate them. This can cause major stress and cause the bees to have many heart attacks, essentially. Now that I've told you what has been happening with the bees' extinction, I will now transfer to the agriculture industry. Farmers are choosing safer insecticide and pesticides. As accessed on October 16th on pollinator.org, a bee-friendly activist website, farmers never take into account the harm they're doing to bees. So essentially, they don't see that label on the bottle called bee-friendly. Food for us, we wouldn't have any. As found on October 16th, also 2019, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration said, in fact, bee pollination accounts for $15 billion in added crop value. Corn doesn't necessarily need pollination because it's so fine that it just blows across the field. But for other products like apples, melons, or even oranges, we wouldn't have any of those from the bees. So essentially, they add a lot for us. As found in 100 Plants to Feed the Bees by the Xerces Society in 2016, in 2016, milkweed, sunflowers, and clovers save the bees. These bees love these flowers, and they will spread pollination and pollen throughout the plants or the field. Now that I've talked about the agriculture industry, I will talk about the beauty industry. Bee products are in most items. If you see on your chapstick, you'll see beeswax or honey. It's in almost everything.
A third of the food we eat depends on bees for pollination, but the honeybees are disappearing fast. We need to save them, because without the honeybees, the fruits, the vegetables, and the flowers that depend on them will also disappear. Scientists have named this mysterious disappearance of the bees colony collapse disorder. The causes are still unknown. You may not have heard much about it, but you will.
Hi, I'm Bert of Bert's Bees. We believe the bees' survival depends on how we manage and protect our world. Bert's Bees is funding research to help find a solution. You can help too. Support your local organic farmer, plant a seed, make the planet a healthy place where the bees can thrive.
By saving the bees, we save a lot more than the bees.
That man in the video was Bert Shavitz of the company Bert's Bees. They sell bee byproducts such as chapstick, lip balm, or even shampoo for dogs. Bert Shavitz had one hive in his road to success. He kept the beeswax in order to think that he'd use it in another project or for future use. He then met Roxanne, his co-partner. She taught him how to make candles and lip balms that he now sells. He now has made enough money to safeguard wilderness projects by, as he said in the video, by giving money for research and development projects. Countless uses are for honey, and you can use it in your daily routine also. According to an article found on October 16, 2019 by two Sri Lankan doctors, honey and beeswax are used in the beauty industry as a skin moisturizer, softener, and to heal the skin tissue. Beeswax and honey heal pimples, cracked lips, cuts, burns, or can even be ground and used in face masks. To conclude, as I've said, in the beauty industry, agriculture industry, and what has been happening with the bees, these are all essential. Whether you're sitting by the pool or smelling the flowers, bees' work can be exhausting, and we need to give credit to them. In a quick week, society can change for the worst. Now, as I've said, in the agriculture and beauty industry, we wouldn't have any of these things that I've talked about. So please think before you squish. Thank you. Any questions?